Welcome to my Mandalorian Disintegration Hunter build. This is the first episode in my Star Wars themed build series. This Mandalorian Hunter setup is insanely strong, versatile and stylish. We're disintegrating everything in sight using Golden Gun, the Steel Hunt exotic sniper rifle, Gunpowder Gamble, and of course the refurbished A499 being the Mandalorian's iconic rifle straight from the show. On top of that, this build packs excellent survivability, subclass synergy, making it perfect for everything from casual content to endgame activities. Now, to begin with, I'm going to go over the gameplay loop and then I'm going to go ahead and show you the build itself. When we load into an activity, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Steel Hunt first because I want to make sure this has Cage Retribution because it hits like an absolute truck. So when we load into an activity, I'll kill a few targets with precision hits to build up my Cage Retribution, and then once I have it, I'm just going to play with my sort of primary and heavy like you normally would. Killing targets, just like usual with my primary, pull out the heavy for them bigger targets, and then throw my Gunpowder Gamble in hordes of enemies, which hits like an absolute truck thanks to the brand new buff. We're also going to be popping our Transcendence when we need to, when we get in a pickle, etc, etc. Then, when we come across a strong target, we are going to go ahead and just pop our Cage Retribution. We pop it, we shoot it, and it hits like an absolute freight train. We could also use our Golden Gun if we wanted to for bigger targets, but I like to use my Cage Retribution, and then for a last resort, I'll pop my Golden Gun, which also hits like a truck. It didn't on this Unstoppable, but that's because he's not stunned or anything like that. But you'll just have to take my word for it. Actually, let me quickly show you on a barrier champion because that's a bit more fair. Here we go, we are going to get 5.5k damage on that barrier champion. The gameplay loop is so very simple and it's so versatile because let's say we get too up close to targets, we can easily dodge and pull out our clone to give us a bit more survivability and take the aggro away from us. Again, we kind of want to sit in the mid-range tier. We don't want to be too close to enemies, we don't want to be too far away. We want to be in a sort of nice middle area. That way we can change to our sniper when we need to, or dodge out when we need to as well. Now, in terms of the build itself, I'm going to go ahead and show you the exotic. We are using the Celestial Nighthawk. This is one of my favourite exotics in the game, and I'm so happy this build is this strong because it means I have an excuse to use it. Precision final blows are going to reduce the cooldown of our super, that's nice to have, but the main thing to notice is our Golden Gun is going to fire one insanely high damage shot. This also counts for our Steel Hunt. Instead of having 3 Golden Gun shots on our Steel Hunt, it's going to shoot one insane damage bullet. I absolutely love this exotic because it means you get one bullet, one high chunk of damage, and then you can get back to doing whatever you wanted to do. Now for our exotic weapon, we are obviously using the Steel Hunt exotic. This you have to get your precision hits to charge up your weapon's super bar, and then you can hold the button to get a Golden Gun shot, which is going to be one insanely high powered shot because it synergizes with our Celestial Nighthawk. This also got a huge buff this season, where we get an even bigger buff by using this combo right here. While we're talking about weapons, we might as well go over the other ones. For our heavy weapon, we are using the refurbished A499. This is the Mando Sniper from the TV show. This thing also hits like a bit of a truck, not as much as the super for Steel Hunt, but if we're talking about normal bullets, this hits for about 4 bullets off the Steel Hunt, if that makes sense. This does 4 times the amount of damage that the Steel Hunt does in one shot, but when we do have the super, this thing hits like a truck. And then for our primary, I like to use the all or nothing pulse rifle. One, because it's a darkness weapon, so it builds up our darkness meter of our Transcendence bar. And 2, it's also just a very fun weapon. You can't really go wrong with this. You can get it at the very start of the campaign by picking it up. And it's just a fan favourite of mine as well, because it reminds me of Boba Fett's blaster from the Battlefront games. Now, in terms of our subclass, we are using Golden Gun, we are using Prismatic, and then for your abilities, we want to use the Marksman Dodge, because this reloads all our weapons, and when we have sniper rifles on our build, this just makes it easy to do one dodge, everything's filled up, no waiting for reloads. For our melee, we are going to be using Threaded Spike. This is going to synergize with our fragments because every time we hit a target with our powered melee, we are going to get Radiant, which is going to increase our gun damage, and this is just a very easy melee to hit. We are then going to use Dusk-Filled Grenade because this also synergizes with our fragment. Anyone who is suffering from a darkness debuff is going to take more damage from our solar abilities. This counts as our golden gun as well. We also don't need a very strong grenade because we are going to be using Gunpowder Gamble. Every 5 kills we get our Gunpowder Gamble, which deals insane damage, especially if you shoot it mid-air. And then for our other aspect, we are using Threaded Spectre. This is going to help with that survivability. For when we dodge, we create a clone, which is going to take away a lot of the aggro. Now, in terms of our fragments, we are using Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power is going to give us Restoration because we are using Golden Gun. For our other one, we are using Facet of Ruin. We have a lot of disintegrations on this build, which in turn is solar ignitions. This is going to increase the size of those solar ignitions. It also gives us plus 10 in the weapon stat, which is nice to have because we are going to be focusing the weapon stat as it is a weapon build. Next up we have Facet of Dawn. Again, like I was saying, powered melee hits against targets makes us Radiant. Being Radiant gives us increased weapon damage. The Threaded Spectre is personally the easiest one to throw out and get a guaranteed hit with. Next up we have Facet of Protection. While surrounded by combatants, we are more resistant to incoming damage. This is just going to help with survivability. That's that done. Next up we have Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage will give us melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage will give us grenade energy. We are rocking both of these. We have light damage in this build, dark damage in this build. This is just going to help with those ability uptimes. And then finally we have Facet of Courage. Your Arc, Solar and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. This means that our Gunpowder Gamble and our Golden Gun are going to do more damage to targets affected by our Dusk-Filled Grenade. Hence, we are using the Dusk-Filled Grenade because it's a darkness debuff. Now, in terms of our artefact, I haven't unlocked everything here, but I can show you the most important ones. Reload at range, this one is quite nice. Precision hits with sniper rifles will give us a stacking bonus to our reload speed. This is nice, but it's not a necessity because we are using our dodge, which will automatically reload all our weapons anyway. But the most important one is Sniper's Meditation. Sniper rifle hits grant stacking sniper rifle damage, stability and reload bonuses for a short time. Heavy ammo sniper rifle hits count as more than one hit. So if we are flicking between our two sniper rifles, being our Mando sniper and our Steel Hunt, the damage bonus we are going to get, especially paired with our Cade's Retribution for our Steel Hunt, oh my god, I've seen some clips, it turns it into an absolute train. You can actually get it where your Steel Hunt will outdo the damage of your Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun shot. It's absolutely insane. Now, in terms of our stats, we are going with a lot in class. This is going to make it so when we dodge, we also get an overshield. We also get a dodge back quicker, which means we can do those auto reloads a lot more frequently. And the overshield is just nice for that survivability. We're then going to also chuck a crap load of points into weapons, because this is a weapon build. We want to get as much damage from our weapons as we possibly can. And then we also want to chuck a bit into super to make it so we can get our Golden Gun shot as frequently as we can, because this shot does insane damage. Now if we go ahead and look at our mods, for our helmet I like to use a Solar and Strand Siphon mod. Solar because we've got a lot of solar stuff in this, and Strand because it's our primary weapon. And then I like to use Ashes to Asset, gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. This counts as our Gunpowder Gamble, which we're going to be getting a crap load of kills with, so this will also help build up that super charge. For our arms, we are using Momentum Transfer, causing damage with the grenade, being our Gunpowder Gamble, gets our melee back, final blows with our gunpowder gamble will give us orbs, and then we can throw our gunpowder gamble even further with fastball. Your chest pieces is going to be your damage resistances. Your legs, we like to use recuperation. This gives us health every time we pick up an orb of power, just helps us survivability. Insulation helps get our class ability back every time we pick up an orb of power. And then solar weapon surge, we just want to make our steel hunt even stronger. This is a very helpful one for getting that damage boost as well. Then finally, for our class mod, we are using outreach, reduce melee cooldown when we use our class ability, reduce grenade cooldown when we use our class ability with bomber, and then shortly after using your class ability, our next weapon, final blow, gives an orb of power. This is going to help get our weapon surge and other things that are affected with orbs of power. And honestly, that is it for this build. This build is so much fun, it's versatile, and it's actually blown me away how insanely strong this build is. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more Star Wars themed builds or just more Destiny builds in general, drop a like and sub on the channel. It is very much appreciated. We are on the road to 1,000 subs, which is absolutely huge for me. If you can help me get there, that would be very much appreciated. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a good rest of your day.